This story happened to me around the age of 20. I was honestly homeless at the time, going house to house and sleep at a few friends' house. I usually skateboarded, walked and took the bus to get where I needed to go. I was a girl who lives in the projects in Boyle Heights. If you don't know what projects are, they're usually a bunch of apartment buildings inside a not too well area. In short words, it was ghetto as fuck. I liked the girl, so I didn't care where she lived. I would go see her in the day and leave around 8 to 9 p.m. to take a bus back to my friend's house. This particular day I was walking to the bus from my ex-girlfriend's house. I was a little high and in a good mood, so I wasn't really paying attention to my surroundings. I got to a street that leads you to the main street where my bus stop was. As I walk up, there was a guy just leaning against a house on his phone. I was just like, whatever, I'll go over the guy. As I get like 3 steps away from him, he stepped right in my way with his hand in a stop position. He telling, "You know where you're at?" and looking at me up and down. This guy starts saying that I'm in the wrong neighborhood and what do I have in my pockets. Little that this guy knew is that I actually carried a knife with me. It was a throwing knife with a blade only about 3 inches. The whole time this guy was talking I was holding it in my right pocket. See, I'm not one to use a weapon unless someone has a weapon themselves. I don't know, it's something my father embedded in my head. I was like, whatever dude, I have a bus to catch, and tried passing by him. He grabbed my arm and tells me, "I have gun P, give me your shit." I was like, what the fuck in my head. I tell him, "I don't see anything," pulling my arm away from to walk away. He just get in my face and begins to punch me in the head. At this point I could already tell he didn't even have a gun, so I let go of my knife and start fighting back. I beat him in his face and stomach. As I'm about to leave I hear someone yelling. When I turned to see who it was I was met with a fist straight to my eye. I realize that this guy has his friend waiting for him. I start to panic and fight the other guy. He ends up trying to kick me and punch me at the same time, so I push him off his balance onto his friend who's barely getting back up. In my head a switch went from fight straight to flight. I started running as fast as I can to my bus stop. I just didn't want to be in that situation. I got to my bus, I texted my father and my ex. I was shaking, and kept thinking to myself, I was seconds from pulling out my knife and stabbing that first guy. At times it still plays in my head, what if I did stab him? Would have his friends still come after me? Or would something worse could have happened? It goes without saying I never go back to that area. This content was provided by AngeloTricarico.com. Subscribe to the channel for